What is going on, guys? Welcome to a Madden 19 mock draft done by yours truly. I went ahead and went into Madden 19, basically simulated the whole 2018 season, forced win, forced loss, and made sure that all the picks in round number 1 matched up. Now, as far as round 2 and round 3 and onward go, that's up for grabs. I didn't go that far and that in depth. I just kind of want to provide you guys something to chew on a little bit an hour before the actual NFL draft actually hits. So what do you say we get into it? We're going to do a quick little rundown here of the picks 1 through 32. Offer you guys my quick little analysis here and why I think that that team is going to make that pick. And then we're actually going to go ahead and simulate into the 2019 season, give you guys a stats update about the rookies and how they're doing, how the teams are doing as well. What's the end result of the Super Bowl? Did the Cardinals make the playoffs with Kyler Murray? Did the Giants go with Dwayne Haskins? These are all questions that we're going to answer in this video. So hope you guys sit back, relax, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Cardinals going with the number 1 pick, going with Kyler Murray. Fits that Kingsbury offense. I feel like that's going to be the pick. 49ers take perhaps the best player in the entire draft in Nick Bosa. They need a speed rusher. The New York Jets take Quinnen Williams, another really good player, and an even better defensive lineman. Devin White going to the Raiders. Raiders like that speed. I think that that's going to be the choice here. And then that way the Buccaneers do not get Devin White. They go ahead and take the next defensive guy, being Ed Oliver. Dwayne Haskins, all the rumors are going to be true. They will take Dwayne Haskins. The Giants are going to be having their quarterback, Jawan Taylor, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to want to run the ball more with Fournette. Josh Allen going to the Detroit Lions. He's kind of like the odd man out here. Lions get lucky that he falls that far. DK Metcalf going to be that kind of receiver that's going to be going deep for Josh Allen. Jonah Williams going to the Bengals. Got to rebuild that offensive line. I think that's a good spot to go if you're them. They could go quarterback with Daniel Jones, but I'm not thinking that that's the route they're going to go. Montez Sweat going to the Dolphins. TJ Hockenson giving the Packers another offensive weapon for Aaron Rodgers. Rashawn Gary, that's an interesting slot there to the Falcons. I know that they've got a ton of defensive players on that team. It'd be a nice fit for them, be a kind of a complementary player. Greedy Williams falls to the Redskins. They need another corner. They don't really have a lot of depth there. Brian Burns going to the Panthers to try to get some more speed rush. Andre Dillard going to protect Dwayne Haskins. Cody Ford going to rebuild that offensive line for the Vikings. They don't really have a whole lot of holes, so that's kind of the fit that they need to go after. Noah Fant going to the Tennessee Titans. They need another guy, a young tight end behind Delaney Walker. Byron Murphy going to Pittsburgh. I feel like that's a good fit as well. And then Cleveland Farrell going to the Seahawks to try to take the spot of Frank Clark. And obviously no secret, the Ravens need a wide receiver. They're going to go out and get a pretty good one in A.J. Brown. Josh Jacobs going to the Raiders. They don't have one outside of Marshawn Lynch, who is now retired. Dexter Lawrence going to the Eagles to get that D-line youth movement. Nasir Adderley going to the Colts to back up an already good linebacking core and a good defense. Zach Allen, kind of a reach there, but I feel like the Raiders need a pass rusher, and he's a really good one out of Boston College. Taylor Rapp going to get paired up with Derwin James. This would be a really good defensive backfield for years to come if they were able to do it. Riley Ridley going to the Seahawks to try to give them more offensive weapons for Russell Wilson. And then Drew Lock. I'll talk to you guys about that one just real quick. Drew Lock, I feel like if there weren't any trades, and you guys have noticed this already, it's all basically 1 through 32 here in the first round. There have been no trades. I feel like if that ends up happening, you've got a situation now where it's kind of like the Brett Favre situation, except now it's happening to Aaron Rodgers. So it's totally just come full circle here. The relationship between the Packers organization and Aaron Rodgers is kind of soured. And I feel like that might be a pick that the Packers might want to explore. They might even decide to trade up and get a quarterback. Who knows? We'll just have to see how it all works out. Jeffrey Simmons going to the LA Rams with the loss of Ndamukong Suh. They're going to need another defensive player, and at 6'4", 300 pounds, it seems like a good fit. And then we got the Patriots losing Chris Hogan, Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman's like getting a lot older, and then also losing Rob Gronkowski. It seems like this is the move that they need to make. They could either go here, they could go with Marquise Brown, they could go with Deebo Samuel. I just personally think that Paris Campbell's the better receiver of those two guys. And Marquise Brown's kind of that deep threat. You know, Paris Campbell can run all the routes. He can do everything, and he's a really crisp wide receiver. Marquise Brown, small target, and he's just more of a deep guy. Tom Brady, not the same Tom Brady that he used to be, right? He's more that dink and dunk type of quarterback. And, you could argue that Edelman, Amendola, Braxton Berrios, all these guys are small receivers. They like small receivers, but you got to be able to run routes. And I'm not sure that Marquise Brown is able to run routes precisely enough to be a New England Patriot. So that is going to wrap this thing up. We're going to go ahead and look at all the picks and then also do the 2019 season simulation. So guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the NFL standings, and holy crap, the Packers are 6-0-1, so they tied again, right? And look at this, the Raiders are 5-2, Falcons 6-1, Colts 5-2, Steelers 5-2, Saints 5-2, and then we start getting into a little bit of mediocrity here down below. But the Lions, hey, they're 4-3, woohoo, yay! AFC North, Bengals still kind of sucking, 2-5, Browns 4-3. Ravens were the team that apparently tied to the Packers, I'm assuming. 5-2 are the Steelers. And Colts and Texans are atop the AFC South. This is a mid-season report, by the way, guys. Patriots struggling a little bit, 3-5. So not the Patriots that we're coming to believe in, right? That we have believed in the past. This is a totally new situation for them, as the Jets and the Dolphins are starting to get younger and they're starting to get a little bit better. Patriots with Tom Brady starting to get a little bit older, and they're losing all their coordinators. So stuff's on the downslope, it seems like, for the Pats. But the Raiders at 5-2 is really intriguing to me. They don't even have a lot of points scored at 150, 149 points against. So the defense is a little bit better. It's actually the best outside of the Chargers. It's the best in the AFC West. Let's just check out the AFC East real quick, though. So 150 points is not a lot. AFC South, the Texans are at 155. The Jaguars at 2-5 have 133. So it's kind of interesting to see why are they here? They're on a 5-game winning streak as well. So they're hot right now. They started 0-2. Now they're 5-0 in the last their last 5. So let's go ahead and check out the NFC North. The Lions are 4-3. So here's the tie right here, I'm assuming. Vikings and Packers. Yet again, they're going to tie. Go figure. The Bears at 3-4. So that defense is not really helping them out too much. NFC South, the Falcons. I told you guys to worry about the Falcons. 137 points against. I think that might be the best defense in the NFL so far. The Buccaneers, though, 0-7. 0-7 Tampa Bay Bucks. So, Jameis is probably not the answer. It's probably not the answer. Redskins at 5-3. They're leading the way. Cowboys, it's anybody's race right here in the NFC East. And finally, let's check out the NFC West. Got the Cardinals at 3-4-1. So I want to see how the Kyler Murray offense is doing. They're at 184 points scored right now. And actually, if we go ahead and sort it, that is going to be good for, let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're 7th in the NFL in offense. I would say that that's a drastic improvement with Kyler Murray at the helm. All right, so just getting a stats update for all the rookies, guys. I will be doing an NFL one here just so that we can see. I think you can sort it by age. All right, guys, so just getting a stats update across the NFL, just seeing if any of the big time rookies are contributing here. And Dwayne Haskins is leading the NFL in passing yards. 68% completion percentage, 21 touchdowns, 5 picks. So, I don't know, is he the leader in touchdowns as well? He is not. Dak Prescott apparently is leading the league in touchdowns by 1. Wow, so this is a crazy development right here. Dwayne Haskins seems to be legit, but Kyler Murray at 53%. 53%, that's not good. That's not good. 12 touchdowns, 4 picks. So, got to be a little bit better. 6.5 yards per attempt. Probably one of the worst in the NFL. That's what it looks like right now. So the Cardinals might be regretting this decision right here. Probably should have went after Nick Bosa. But again, these are not my decisions. These are more like, hey, look at this. Ryan Finley getting the start. That must be why the Patriots are so bad. Tom Brady must be hurt. But yeah, this is basically just a simulation of the what if. So if the Cardinals end up taking Kyler Murray, they might have a struggle bus of an offense at the NFL level. Just saying. Will Grier getting a start now over Nick Foles, apparently. He's got 1,700 yards, 237 attempts, so I guess he won the job because everybody else seems to be like right on par here. And there's no way that Ryan Finley won the job over Tom Brady. Holy crap. There's no way. We got to check this out. Oh, you know what it is, guys? Tom Brady ended up retiring. So there you go. So he's no longer, I mean, look at this. He's not even on the list alphabetically. So that's why they drafted a quarterback right there when they did. All right, taking a look at the running backs. I don't think that there were any major running backs that ended up getting a job, and that is not Le'Veon Bell. Where'd they get that photo from? What the heck is that? But Josh Jacobs, 120 attempts for 542, is averaging about 77 per game, and he's got 3 touchdowns, so looking pretty good. Rodney Anderson, 7 touchdowns. There's Benny Snell right there. 294, no touchdowns for him yet. David Montgomery, 283 for a touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then we got Bryce Love at 246 for a touchdown. So it seems like everybody's kind of getting involved a little bit here and there. I like what I'm seeing from the running back group, even though it's not a whole lot of production, but you know, it's hard to usurp guys that have been there forever. And then there's Leonard Fournette, only 47 attempts so far on the year. It seems like it's not like he lost his job, but it seems to me like he must have gotten hurt. That's really what's causing the downslope in the production. All right, let's go to receiving numbers here. I don't want to look at receptions. I want to look at yards. Let's take a look at the yards here. So Jamison Crowder leading the league in yards. Golden Tate, 643 yards for Mr. Tate. And let's see. Equinemius St. Brown. Nice job there. There's DK Metcalf, 39 receptions, 3 touchdowns. He's got, 14 yards per average reception. That's about average. No, well, maybe not, because we've got Tyreek Hill, who's a deep ball threat. Apparently Golden Tate has 14 yards. When has that ever happened? That's interesting. Demaryius Thomas, 18.8. That's really, really a big number. Odell Beckham at 12.4. Let's see if anybody else down here. Noah Fant, 440 yards, 4 touchdowns. 4s are wild, apparently. 44 receptions. 440. 4. Pretty funny. It's Andy Isabella. 431 for 2 touchdowns. Riley Ridley for Seattle, 33 for 422 and 4. Paris Campbell, there we go, 414, but only 1 touchdown. 13.8 isn't that bad, but you'd like to see a little extra juice. But it's just good to see that the rookie wide receivers are getting involved. And I won't cover too much of defense, But Devin Bush is having a pretty solid season. He's one of the better linebackers in the NFL as far as tackles are concerned. And Blake Cashman is right up there with him with 56. Oh, and there's a guy I wanted to cover too. So Greedy Williams only has 1 deflection, no interceptions so far, and only 2 tackles for losses. So we are now at the end of the season, and here are the final standings, guys. The Saints went 13-3. Steelers winning their division 12-3-1. The Redskins going 12-4 with Alex Smith at the helm. Chargers go 12-4. Ravens made the playoffs 11-4. Packers, 49ers, and Giants all went 10-6, 10-5-1, respectively. The Raiders made the playoffs. The Falcons, Colts, and Jets. And the Browns, dang, the Browns. Looks like they lost out by some sort of tiebreaker to the Jets for that final wild card spot at 9-7, and so did the Texans. So I guess maybe it was points for. I'm not sure how they determine tiebreakers in the NFL. Maybe these two teams played against each other. But regardless, that is your playoff picture. And I'll just scroll through this real quick so you guys see the full effect of the standings in general. And the AFC South seemed to be really competitive all season long by the looks of it. Patriots go 5-11 without Tom Brady, and the Dolphins 3-13. So one of the worst teams in the NFL. So again, I think that a lot of that is contributable to the fact that their draft class wasn't really that good. But the Raiders' draft class was really good, and they ended up making the playoffs because of it. 6-10 for Detroit for back-to-back seasons. So again, struggling with the Matt Patricia era. 2-14 for the Buccaneers. Seems like the Jameis Winston experiment is over. So in the NFC East, Giants with Dwayne Haskins and Saquon Barkley doing some really good things out there in New York. And the Cardinals going 6-9-1. So that's an improvement. It's better, but we'll get a stats update and see just how Kyler Murray did. So he ended up finishing the season with 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, 12 picks, 57% completion. It can be better. It can be better, but he threw for 28. It's not even close. It's over a 2-for-1 ratio for touchdowns to interceptions. So I'd say that's a pretty solid season for a rookie, especially a guy that people thought wasn't even supposed to be earning a first round. So it's a pretty good season. It's a pretty good season considering the fact that a lot of people were discounting him, and saying that he shouldn't be a first quarterback taken overall. Deshaun Watson ended up leading the league in passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 13 picks, 64%. But looky, Dwayne Haskins at 67% completion percentage, guys. That is probably tops in all of the NFL. Nope, just kidding. Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. That's pretty lofty company, guys. And Dwayne Haskins seems to be the real deal. 43 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. That is probably the highest in the league, and it is. He beat out Andrew Luck by 5. That's insane. So if Giants fans, if you guys are watching this, you better hope that they're going after Dwayne Haskins, because that's money right there. That's money all day. Ryan Finley, 19 touchdowns to 12 picks, 59%. That's not good enough. The Patriots are going to have to do better with their quarterback search to replace the GOAT. Will Grier, 33 touchdowns and 9 picks. So do you think that the Jaguars made the right decision? Yes, I think that they did. Getting a guy like this in the second round, it's perfect. Whether Nick Foles is hurt and he's filling in, I don't know, but yeah, it's a good move for them for sure to go after a guy like that. Let's look at Clayton Thorson real quick. He didn't have a lot of attempts. That's more of a fill-in job. And then Drew Lock, 63%, must have only came in for a one-game start. Either that or it was a multitude of of little minor injuries or getting in some garbage time with Green Bay. Yeah, because Green Bay had a really good year. Running backs, let's check these guys out. Josh Jacobs, over a 1,200-yard rusher on his first year as a pro, which is good for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he was the 7th best running back as far as yards gained are concerned. He had 4 touchdowns on the season. He had a pretty dang good year for being a rookie. Here's a guy I love, no pun intended, but Bryce Love, 545, 2 touchdowns, had a pretty solid season for his rookie year. And receiving-wise, Equanimeous St. Brown, so maybe that's a guy that's going to be a sleeper pick, guys. 9 touchdowns on the year. Awesome job by him and the Green Bay Packers. John Brown and Charles Clay. Look at those yards, 795 and 925. I'd say they had a pretty good season. Noah Fant, 870 yards at tight end with 6 scores. That's a good mixture right there between him and a good pairing between him and Mariota. I like it. And then DK Metcalf, over 1,000 yards receiving as a rookie, 79 catches, 4 touchdowns. I think that's a great pick. If Buffalo's able to get that, that's a great pick. And then here's Riley Ridley. He almost got it. Almost got 1,000 yards receiving on the season, 72 catches, 5 scores. And we got to mention David Sills, 72 catches, 601 for 3. And guys, like I mentioned, if you're Giants fans, you better be hoping that this is what happens, because Dwayne Haskins just won the NFL MVP as a rookie. Only in Madden, guys. Only in Madden. Holy crap. All right, well, I mean, you take it, I guess. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC goes to Andrew Luck. And in the NFC, Haskins just cleaning up the hardware. Trey Lamar winning Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC. Josh Allen coming in 4th. So again, another Detroit Lion right there. And Amani Hooker at number 2. Let's go to the AFC. Devin Bush winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Blake Cashman coming in 2nd. Very close 2nd, I should add. And then Will Grier finishing in 1st with Josh Jacobs right behind him. All right, so here are the results. Indianapolis beats Oakland 42-14. Green Bay over Atlanta. The Jets allowed a safety to Baltimore, but they ended up winning the game anyway. And San Francisco beat the Giants. Moving on to the divisional. We got Pittsburgh against the Jets. Pittsburgh beat them. So Sam Darnold goes down in the divisional round. Saints beat Jimmy G and the 49ers. And Indianapolis again. The Colts. Moving on. Washington as well beat Green Bay. In Washington, by the way. That's a really tough place to play. And then in the conference championship, so the right to go to the Super Bowl, Colts and Steelers and Saints Redskins. And look at that, guys. The Colts and the Redskins are going to be playing for the Super Bowl. In Super Bowl number 54. So that's a crazy turn of events, guys. It's going to be Andrew Luck versus Alex Smith. And there's your final result, guys. The Washington Redskins have won the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. Is that ever going to happen? I mean, goodness gracious. Let's see the player stats real quick. Just get an idea here. So Alex Smith was very, very efficient. 19 of 28, 67%. Andrew Luck probably cost him the game with 1 interception, but Alex Smith was the answer for sure. We can see Miles Sanders got in only a little bit, but Chris Thompson, Darius Geis, the 2 guys in the backfield here, really took it to it. Wide receiver-wise, receiving-wise, Devin Funchess and N'Keal Harry, 2 young guys contributing, but didn't do a whole lot of damage. But Jack Doyle went 7 for 102, and Thompson Doxson had the touchdowns for the Redskins right here. really good game by the Skins, man. I mean, you got to give it to them. Nasir Adderley had 11 tackles, and with Darius Leonard back there also making 11 tackles, it seemed like the Redskins were just throwing the ball all over the place on them, making tackles left and right, tackles for loss right here, sacks, only Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen. So I'm not sure why Deron Payne is a Redskin. Maybe the Lions cut him in the sim. I'm not sure, but there you go. So Redskins, wow, are your Super Bowl champs of 2020. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Leave a like if you like this thing. And are you guys excited for the actual NFL draft here coming up tonight at 8 o'clock? I know that I am. I'm going to actually be keeping my score here to see just how right I was or how wrong I was. And I'm sure that you guys will be looking at that as well. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace.